Hi everyone. Today I'm going to give you an overview of Project Libre. This is an open source, which means free to use software for planning and teaching projects. Listen carefully, as we'll also refer to some of the vocabulary you reviewed in the previous lesson. Open the program and choose whether to start a new project or continue with a previously saved project. You can also click on New right here. For this project, the Cacique design and build team is constructing a garden pathway. Type in the project name, date, some details, estimate the time. Okay, let's just take a look at some of our buttons. We can save, open, new, close. And I'm going to type in the name of the project right here. And the duration, it automatically defaults to 1 day, and the date. So you can double click and open up a window to make changes to that. Same thing here. You can also open that up and change the duration of time, the date. We'll just keep it as the default. I'm going to go from File and then click on Task, which opens up more buttons. And I'm looking at the zoom, so I want to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to use the bottom scroll bar just to bring it into view. So now I can see it a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to put our next task in here, which is to prepare the pathway. We'll set 1 day for that project, and we're going to go into the calendar to set the calendar. And then we're going to go back into the project and choose notes. And we're going to add some notes in here to define this task a little bit better. So we've got to clear the pathway, do some things like mark out boundaries, make sure everything's level. We'll add some DG, which is decomposed granite. So we have a nice surface. And a couple other items on this list. We'll close that. All right, so I'll add the next task, which is to install the flagstone pavers. And there's a little indent button up here, so I'm going to use that just to kind of put it in the right position. We'll get the date in there. So we're going to start this on the 13th. The software automatically kind of cancels out the weekend. Now I'm just looking at this and I notice that I've got the wrong date on when to do the prep work for the pathway, so I'm going to change that back to the 10th. And there we go. Okay, let's take a look at two more vocabulary words in here, milestone and baseline. So I'm going to check on, double click on installing the pavement and then check milestone. And you'll see that it puts a little black diamond right on the project. Okay, so you notice that the duration defaults to 1 day. I'm going to put in the exact hours. We're estimating 3 hours for the design and plan. So I'll just put that in there, click on there, and you'll notice it changes. And then also for the closure and review that I input, I'm just going to put in 1 hour. And then These are the dependencies. So one task has to be finished before another one appears. And so you can see how each step has to be finished for the next step to begin. Let's take a look at a couple of the things here. Gives you a network view of the project, and then WBS, remember, is the work breakdown structure. I haven't input all the costs and budgets, but this is where you would see everything. And then the resources, you can go in there and define, we're looking at the Gantt chart again, up here to resources. Now you can go in and define all your costs and things. So that would be a little bit more of an advanced lesson that you might find when you take a project management class. Okay, so that gives us a brief overview of Project Libre. It's a very basic look at it, but it's something that you can get started with. It gives you an idea of what kind of software you'll be using in the future. All right, good luck, everybody.